So good day, everyone. We are the group 2 and we'll be reporting chapter 5 and we'll be talking about graphics and multimedia. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Ate. Mama.
So first, we will be defining graphics and multimedia. First, graphics or computer graphics is a picture and films created using computers. So all the lines and shapes, colors related to graphics and multimedia. A certain picture or a film is composed of graphics, lines, colors, shapes, and that's what we call computer graphics. So next, a multimedia is a content that uses a combination of different context forms such as text, audio, images, animation, video, and interactive content. So in multimedia, it is a combination of graphics, text. And these graphics or computer graphics belong to multimedia. So anything na nakikita natin sa computer screen or yung mga interactive content or different context form or text, audios, and also sounds is composed of multimedia. So in graphics and multimedia, we will be discussing some terms and some computer software related to graphics and multimedia. Please, next slide. First, pixel refers to the tiny dots of white, black, or any color which are arranged in rows, which forms an image in a computer screen. So as you can see, it is a tiny dots. A picture or an image is composed of tiny dots, very tiny dots. So in the next slides, we will be tackling about the of how many dots or yung tiny dots na compose ang isang image or isang photo. So it refers to small tiny dots. As you can see, any colors as long as maliliit siya kasi na dots. So as you can, pag tingnan mo yung isang picture, that composed of tiny dots. That's what we call pixels. So next is the painting software. Our application used to paint pixels on the screen by using pointing devices. As you can see in the picture, hindi natin magagamit lang natin itong painting software using output devices like mouse. Mapipindot natin, mamumove natin, masusulat natin through the use of mouse. Itong painting software, isang application ito na naka-install na sa computer. So next. Next. Excuse. Next is pointing devices. As I have said earlier, it is an input devices which is responsible in translating the pointer movements into lines and patterns on the screen. So di ba ang computer is my cursor. Magagamit mo yun siya pag minove mo rin yung mouse or yung input devices. Yun yung pointing devices, yun yung example niya, ang mouse. So as a graphics, magagamit natin yung graphics sa PC or sa computer with the use of input devices. So yung naka-attach mismo sa computer. So next is the bitmap graphics. So bitmap graphics is a picture that shows simple maps on how the pixels are represented on the screen. So bitmap graphics, in short, ito siya ay isang 2D array of pixels. So di ba ang pixels is tiny dots na nagko-compose sa isang picture or sa isang photo. So bitmap graphics is also a series of pictures or a single picture na na makikita natin sa computer. So hindi ang today ang bitmap graphics or bitmap images is mas clearer lang yung 3D image. Sorry guys, nadula ako. Medyo hinay yun ang signal. Pag-proceed ko, kuan ba ko? Audible ba ko?
Opo. Continue lang at
Sorry for the interruptions, Gid. So, next sa bitmap graphics, ito siya yung, as I have said, a 2D array of pixels lang siya. Mas clearer lang yung kuha ng 3-dimensional image or 3-dimensional graphics kesa sa bitmap graphics or sa 2D image. So next is the resolution. Is the density of pixels are usually expressed on the dots per inch. So dito sa resolution, or sa mas simple na explanation is the number of pixels, in a certain image. Usually expressed in dots per inch. So nagagamit siya, mas gamit yung dots per inch kasi it is particularly refer to the number of individual dots that can be placed in a line within the span of 1 inch. So sa 1 inch, merong may minimum amount of or number of pixels or dots per inch. So sa dots per inch, usually ang pinaka-minimum is nasa 250 to 300 dots per inch. So imagine napakarami sa 1 inch lang nabubuo yung image. For 1 inch na part ng image is nasa 250 dots na siya. Minimum na lang yon. So sa mga artists, sa mga photographers, or sa mga users ng computer is yung mga nag-i-edit ng picture kung para yung before ma-release or before ma-produce yung material from the computer, nasa ano pa siya, the higher the number of dots per inch, mas maganda yung resolution or mas maganda yung quality na outcome or ng material. So next slide please. Let's proceed to digital image processing. Before we will explain what is digital image processing, first, digital image software allows us to modify and manipulate photographs and other images. So ito yung mga applications na nasa computer mismo na ginagamit sa pag-edit, sa pag-enhance ng ano ba yan, ng image, sa pag-edit, sa pag-enhance or basta minamanipulate yung isang image through the use of these applications. So digital image processing deals with the manipulation of digital images through a digital computer. So dito kasi sa digital image software, magbibigay ako ng example is most common use today is yung Photoshop. Ang example ng digital image software, Photoshop, kay ginagamit yung Photoshop since application naman yung Photoshop is ginagamit ng mga photographers, ng mga artists sa pag-edit ng or sa pag-enhance ng isang picture. So, sa paggamit ng digital images, imaging software, dito na pumapasok rin yung digital imaging processing. So, napaprocess before napoproduce yung isang image or yung isang material, ginagamitan yung mga graphics is mas na-enhance ng yung resolution, yung graphics, yung lines, yung shapes and colors na mas na-enhance ng mga photographers and then ng artist. So sa digital drawing software. Next slide, gang. So digital software is a drawing software, correct me. Drawing software is stores drawing as collections of lines and shapes. It stores text as text and shape as shape. Drawing software such as Adobe, ito yung mga example, yung Adobe Illustrator and then Aldo's Freehand. They uses PostScript to store images. Yung PostScript naman is talks about the it describes the text and then the graphic elements on the page, ginagawang black and white, or yung color printer is minamanipulate din itong application, minamanipulate din ng user through the use of this drawing software. So before na-release ay kita yung layout, before napoproduce nila, chine-check yung layout and then sometimes ginagawang black and white yung color to parang mas mapan siya, mas makita yung kabuuan niya before changing it to other colors. So Betmap Images editing software helps artists, photographers, and editors to modify and manipulate textures and shading of an image or particular with unsurpassed control and capabilities. And so meron naman tayong example sa picture. Ito yung mga halimbawa ng drawing software. So next reporter will be Princess Mary Pasinabaw. Please proceed.
So, presentation graphics software is developed to computerize the designing of visual aids for seminars, training sessions, sales, presentation, and product demonstration. This software includes animation, spreadsheet, charts, and video editing. So, in-develop ni siya for visual presentation. For example, is like this one, ang PowerPoint presentation. Pwede tayo maka-add sa mga images or pwede tayo maka-present sa mga data. So mo to ang purpose ng presentation graphics software. And the next is 3D dimensional modeling software. Can design 3-dimensional object using tools similar to those found in drawing software. The designer object can be rotated or viewed from different angles and can walk through a 3D environment before it can be built in reality. So 3D dimensional modeling software. So ang 3D dimensional is gin-develop ni siya para makakuha sa 3D object. Bisan din mo nga angle lang tawon ang picture or object nga ginhimo mo ng do reality siya nga makita mo ba. Tapos for example, nagpahimo ka sang balay mo and ang gingamit sang imong architect is sa 3D dimensional then nang makita mo ang tanan nga outcome sa imo balay bisan hindi pa siya wala pa siya na build, makita mo na ang outcome sang imo nga balay. Next slide please. So CAD and CAM. So CAD is a computer aided design. It's the use of computer to design or on a draw product. It allows designer and engineer to design a product on screen in 3D dimensional model. So amo na ang ma-use ang CAD sa pag-design like ang tong example ko gina na ma-design mo siya sa 3D dimensional product, dimensional model rather. Computer-aided design is linked to computer-aided manufacturing. After designing the product, the computer is limited to a manufacturing machine. This machine will manufacture and produce the product screen. CAD ang imong nga gusto nga imoon, ang imong nga project. Dira masulod si CAM. So si CAM dira na gina-process ang in CAD or computer aided design.
Kasi na ba okay na?
So computer-aided design is linked to computer-aided manufacturing. After designing the product, the computer is limited to a manufacturing machine. This machine will manufacture and produce the product screen. So sa CAM, dira na gina-process or gina-produce ang imong object nga gin-design mo sa CAD. Limited lang sa manufacturing ang ginahimo ni CAM kag wala na sang iban pa. Kumbaga, si CAD or CAD, Computer Aided Design, is ara sa computer, kag si CAM naman, Computer Aided Manufacturing, is product na siya nga halin sa computer. So, ang Computer Integration Manufacturing or CIM is a combination of CAD and CAM technology. Amo na siya ang combination ni CAD and CAM kag kung ano ang ma-process nila nga ginhimo. So next, okay na si Hainga na.
So, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Before anything went wrong, I just wanted to clarify that my signal is not strong, but please, if I will laugh in this conference, just continue my report. Okay, let's proceed. The HyperCard. The HyperCard is a combination of database, painting, graphics, and programming language software in one package. So when we say database, it is an organized learning structure composed of paintings and graphics and etc. So in this HyperCard, we can use this to edit sounds and video clips, just like, for example, in TikTok or in CapCut, that is the most commonly used clips, for example, the animation and the sound. So next is the stack. Stack is a HyperCard document that is based on the concept of stack of index card. Each screen can contain command buttons that respond to mouse clicks or key press. So when we are using computer, it is easy for us to know on how to use mouse clicks or key press. So in short, this is a shortcut to make our projects more easier and comfortable in a way. So next, hello. So defining multimedia. Multimedia is a term used in describing a computer technology that combines graphics, text, video, voice, music, sound, and animation effects to communicate with the users. So when we say multimedia, it's not all about computers, laptops, cell phone, tablets, but also it refers to the graphics, text, and videos that we are using. So through this graphics and video, we may be able to enhance our videos, our photos, and we can be able to share it with others through multimedia. So the entertainment professionally use computers to design animated sequence, construct special video effects, edit soundtracks, synthesize music, and coordinate communication in other tasks in producing modern motion, pictures, movies, and television programs. So I know this all I mentioned was common to all of you. I know we've done using it because in our PE, um, we might be able to discuss or use this one in order for us to enhance our videos. So in motion pictures, it is really important to visualize, or when we say motion, we have something have to put an effect for us to give a enlightened pictures. So next, so letter C, simple input output statement. In this case, we are presented with a worded problems without any formula given. Using the background, basic mathematics, you can come up with our constructive formulas. Some involve conversations or derivation of formulas we had already encountered or learned before. So in this simple input input statement, we are able to use as a shortcut. For example, we are transferring or we are diverting numbers into worded number, or shall I say we might able to put it as a shortcut. So for example, a draw flow chart that compute the radius of circle, since the formula of the area as a circle is r squared. Therefore, to solve the radius are known unknown, we will come with derivation. So this is the one example of shortcut. So aside from that, the pi formula. So pi is equivalent to 3.14. So the pi symbol is refers to the R, not bold. So when we're using it in computer, it's easy for us to translate it. So next. Next. So the programming expression that is equivalent to the formulas of R squared or R pi, where squared is a standard mathematical function that can be found in the most of programming language. So it's easy to convert on mathematical expression into its equivalent programming expression. You have to do is to research and practice. When it's practiced becomes a habit, eventually perfection can be attained. Well, if not perfect, at least nearer to it. So in this case, all of us wants to have a cut in terms of using computers or abbreviations, signs, and symbols. So in computer, it's easy for us to identify, to use symbols and abbreviation because of some terms that we are calling it. So next, oh, next, ma'am. Here, example number 1, draw a flow chart that computes and print the sum of two numbers. So solution in flow chart. Begin, enter N1, N2 down to S, N1 plus N2, print S, and lastly is the end. So mas maganda sana if have a actual computation or actual handling on how to use computers, or how we're going to familiarize the keyboard to use just enter N1 or N2. So we are facing pandemic, so we are not be able to conduct it face to face but virtually. So thank you. Next po. So that was our report of Group 2, and thank you, Ma'am. God bless.